Star Trek Lower Decks Review, Season 1, Episode 5.
Do you think Mariner was a bit jealous?
Only a
Yeah,
little bit.
what I was gonna say is, I imagine this is like shipper nitro fuel for a Mariner Boimler thing. Like, this is their holy
Yeah.
book. It's like, look how she was so jealously guarding Boimler. It's like that.
I'm not shipping the two of them, but she did act.
Hey, she's only looking out for him, kind of like a surrogate
Elder
big
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what might have been intended, but it does seem to go a bit like it goes a bit off the rails for that. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Well, okay, look at it this way. What if the parasite on the back of his head was kind of infecting her too? Maybe.
That is another possibility. It could be that she was she was being influenced too, like that one episode of what was it? The Orville, where Mercer started hitting on
Oh
on
yeah,
that one dude,
the blue guy that had the
because
pheromones.
he accidentally got the pheromones. Yeah, that it turned out that was why his wife cheated on her, and he ended up sleeping with the dude too because it was pheromones. So maybe that was a thought I had, but I'm not saying that isn't a possibility, because that was what I suspected too, and that's why she was going off the road. That did make her sound jealous because she was under the influence of the alien thing.
Yeah.
Also, did Data really have an evil brother that joined the Borg?
Data?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, Lore.
Lore, yeah, he had.
I don't remember him joining the Borg.
Yeah, it was an episode. He there was some loose Borg that he got a hold of and sort of became their master.
Okay, yeah, but he didn't join the Borg. He tried to take over the Borg.
Yeah, at least a small group of them.
He tried to control some stray Borgs.
I'm kind of trying to figure out the concept of androids having siblings.
They were both created by Noonien Sung. And they were both created in Sung's image. And so he was basically their father. And they actually did have an older brother named B4. Because he came before them.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. That is his name, and that is why it was named that.
So the evil brother should have been named Data instead of Data?
No. He was Lore. I don't remember why he was called Lore. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the reason he was evil because his emotion circuits were working? Because he was given a faulty emotion chip or something, and so he actually had emotions, and that made him a complete psycho.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's Descent. It's a two-parter.
The one with the Borg?
Yeah, with Lore and Borg and that sort of thing.
Yeah. But I mean, wasn't the reason Lore Lore
I
was
know the
evil
emotion
because
chip did mess with Data, um, but I think it might have been that as well. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen Descent,
it's been a long time since I've seen
and
TNG,
I
to be
don't.
honest,
Yeah, I don't
aside
think.
from a few Q episodes because gotta get my Q fix. I mean what?
But yeah, I think he's just trying to uh but yeah, it's a bit of a side tangent. But yeah, that was that whole thing. Yeah, that was actually a thing. That's
Mhm.
something that like a lot of times if you can probably pretty much trust that anything they say. Remember that time this happened on the Enterprise? There's a decent chance it actually did. You just have to find the episode.
Yeah, and it's especially fun when it's an obscure one that like didn't really have much bearing on the overall story arc. So it's like
Yeah. See,
one of those very rare ones.
I kind of like this setup. I kind of add a balance to it because I'm the guy who has no idea what's going on.
You're the companion.
Yeah.
Because I mean in the original in Doctor Who the companion is supposed to be the viewer
Audience.
surrogate.
Yeah, audience surrogate.
They're supposed to take the place of the viewer so that things can be explained and extrapolated to make it more understanding for the viewer. In this case, you are our companion while we technobabble the Star Trek.
Yeah.
We Treknobabble.
And hey, at least we now know who probably filled up the things in the holodeck.
Yeah.
They said he doesn't do that anymore.
More.
Anymore could be what he met her a month ago, so he could have filled up those that holodeck before then.
I think there's enough people that use it in that way that I don't think Boimler is for lack of a better phrase, I think he isn't even a drop in the bucket.
I'm sure there's more than a few drops in that bucket.
I do love it's like holodeck and simulation. Like, wait, this is real?
Right?
Gotta say though, she does have some nice undies. Although I'm pretty sure those are uniform approved.
I mean, I don't know if they mandate the type of pants you wear. Trousers, yes. Pants, no.
Or maybe
Although at least she's not at least she wasn't commando.
You know,
yeah, I think if anything,
Oh
they
my.
probably go, okay, well, they might have, okay, here's the uniform, bump 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 bump, you know, this is what you will wear, this is for this is for this, and they might have like variants for undergarments. Like it seems like everything, all the undershirts are probably pretty standardized. It's like this is the color because if you can if you can if you can see it at any time, like people take their jacket off or something, it's like you'd want that to be the same. But
Yeah.
like everything else might be standardized to make it easier, but like
Also, don't forget, most of the time you're replicating this. It's being replicated, so it's more of a go by size rather than hey,
But it's probably I mean, like shirt, jacket, pants, very visible things. Those are probably all standardized in color and cut and that sort of thing. But anything underneath that is probably okay. You might have a few options within that, but you can choose patterns, colors, whatever you want, because at that point it's under everything, so they don't care.
Yeah. And I have to say, during most of the episode, the the guy who I thought was the parasite was that one guy that Boimler was jealous of, but turned out it wasn't. Like that's how it usually is in it.
I can see that. I can see that.
That's how it usually is in shows like that. It's like, oh, who's the parasite? Oh, could it be the obvious guy? It's like, oh no, it wasn't this time. It was Boimler, surprisingly. Kind of.
Yeah, I was curious if we were gonna have one at all. Like it was all like that could have been a gigantic like red herring that just like, oh yeah,
like
we don't act. There's no parasite. This was just she likes Boimler, and that's just
that would I honestly would have liked that better.
Yeah.
Not because I'm the complete dork and but I mean just as a it would have been nice to have that at one point.
It would be refreshing as a concept, as a sci-fi concept. Yes, two characters can like each other without two relatively unlikely characters can like each other without it being aliens.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like mind control and crap. It could just be, hey, she likes him. Yes, he's a dork, but he's still,
he's a noble
intelligent
dork.
And he's adorkable. Yes, there we go.
He's a noble dork. And some people go for that, and so like it would have been funny if Mariner was like, okay, there's something wrong here. Like, there's no way. Like, and she's just been made paranoid by all her time on various ships, and just the entire episode is her basically doing what she did, but at the end they find out that no, she just likes Boimler, and Mariner just has to kind of come to terms with, wait, there's no parasite, there's no, you just like Boimler? Yeah.
Like, you had to come in here all sexy like and didn't ruin it. Like, Boimler, sexy. I know she's parasite.
Yeah, it is. Different people have different tastes, and maybe Boimler was just her taste.
No. You see what I thought would have been even better is like, you're all sexy before, and now you're acting like a complete dweeb. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, here's a hint. When you asked
she was into the whole nerdy thing.
Here's a hint. When you ask the computer to find you the all popular styles, don't combine them all into one thing.
Oh my gosh, yes. Although I have been seeing a lot of that.
Lately, don't remind me.
Where they, for some reason, we have a bunch of like joggers and stuff that one leg is a different color from the other, and it's just like, who thinks that's cool?
It's like, honey, you look like your closet vomited on you.
Right? It's like, who thinks that's cool, really? Like, who? Why? What? Why?
Bleh. Gotta say though, I want one of those T-88s.
Yeah, the whole B plot is kind of they want a gadget. Like Tindy and Rutherford want the special gadget, which seems really silly when you think about it, because like it's a thing, so you can replicate things, and I wouldn't believe the Federation would say, no, you're allowed to replicate this thing, you're not. Like if something breaks down, like what makes me think is like, okay, so the only reason you wouldn't is if you had like a stockpile of the old ones and you didn't want to waste energy making new ones. But the problem with that is, if you know that they can make new ones, the T-88, like the first thing you would do if you really wanted a T-88 is break the one assigned to you, the old one assigned to you, and go, oh, it's broken, we got to replace it. Well, we'll replace it with the new one, T88. Yes.
Right.
You put it in the recycle it in the replicator, and turn it into a T88.
Maybe only that ship had the schematics for the replicator to make it.
Well, it's not like it's a secret tech. I mean, it's a diagnostic tool. I don't think it's that secretive. The fact that they even let him use it is like, no, it's not that secretive.
And they did still.
I think it would be something that would be just like, especially something that can drastically increase the efficiency of your workforce. It's like, and it's it's apparently at that point general issue. Like the only reason you wouldn't immediately upgrade all of your equipment is because of the energy cost to do it. But you end up replicating tons of things anyway, so why not spend some of that replicator energy on just upgrading your diagnostics so you can do that faster and easier?
Now my question is, how advanced of things can those replicators actually make?
Basically anything. I mean, the only thing they can't seem to make is like they can make anything organic. If you could make something like a steak, you can make pretty much anything because steaks are far more a steak that's actually steak, that's far more complicated than any device you can make. And the only thing that they can't seem to replicate is latinum, which is a liquid. And the only reason it's in why when you look at DS9 it's in gold is because it said it's an unreplicatable material for some reason. Don't know why. It just can't. Which, if you ever want, which makes it funny if they ever try and teleport latinum, because if they can teleport latinum, then it can be replicated. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe
they can't ever teleport latinum. They have to take it up in a shuttle.
Hey, maybe the T88s have latinum in it then.
Probably not.
Maybe.
But
maybe the battery is latinum.
Yeah, unlikely.
Such a waste, honestly.
Yeah, well, the Ferengi sold them the design, but yeah, I mean, basically, latinum is that. That's why there was an episode of DS9 where, like, Quark, there's this, he sees all these gold bricks in this thing, and he's like, oh, he thinks it's all gold pressed latinum. He reaches in and it crumbles, and there's no latinum inside. It's all just worthless gold. Because at that point, with replicators and such, you're making material directly out of energy. So if you want to produce gold, I mean, you have to take into account, equals MC squared. So your mass is going to be a factor in what you make. So if you want to make something very light, with very little mass, that's going to take a lot less energy. But with enough energy, you can produce as much gold as you want. It's just pointless because it's not worth anything at that point because you can make as much of it as you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, latinum, I think, is the only thing that was, you couldn't replicate it. That was it. So, which would be interesting if the first time, if somebody forgot and just tried to teleport and it couldn't replicate it back on the other end. So now you've just got this pile of this pool of latinum on where they teleported from. There's just this pool of latinum. It's like, and he comes up and he's just got empty bricks. It's like, huh?
It's like, please trade places with me. It sucks on this ship.
This is too exciting. There's literally an adventure every minute. I can't handle it. I just want a boring ship.
That's falling apart. Yeah, sometimes an adventure all the time can be a little bit meh.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that was my favorite. Wait, how many are there of you to blow up the moon? Like,
Yeah.
we're rich. It's like, no, we just got our yard done.
Yeah. Just like, dude, that is just the epitome of selfishness.
It's like, what would the both of us do? It's like, what?
I bet his wife's name is Karen.
Oh, or no, Karen, but with kind of like an alien flair to it, like Karan.
Karin.
Yeah, that.
Karin. Her name is Karin.
It's like, I know, it's gonna be hard to move all you guys. It's like, implode it. Oh, my favorite line. It's the moon crashing is a hoax made up.
Oh my gosh, yes. That just like screams every conspiracy theory ever.
Like the moon landing wasn't real. Or was it?
COVID is fictional. You know, it was made up so that to force us to wear masks.
No, so we can get vaccines with tracking chips in it.
Oh yeah. Although, you know, Mythbusters actually did a thing on the tracking chips because that myth has been around since like ages with the flu vaccine.
I
Saying the
mean,
flu vaccine has the
I mean, sure, theoretically, they probably could do it. Theoretically. Why would they? We
right?
carry cell phones.
Exactly. Like, dude, you have a cell phone that can monitor your everything. You wear watches that monitor your biometrics.
Yeah, like I saw a post that said, hey, you know, if you wear this watch, the government knows your heart rate and all this stuff's like, okay.
So,
Oh.
right? It's like the government knows where you are. It's like, yeah, I have a phone. It's like, but the government can track you with these new with the vaccines. I have a phone.
So one quick little game for this episode. If you were to give this episode a name, what would you call it?
Hmm.
The Boimler effect.
the love bug.
That was good. I like that. To love a Boimler.
Parasite, Paramind.
They're good. I kind of wish they would actually name these episodes.
They do. It's just the place I found them. They didn't hit. If you actually watch the episode, the very beginning of the episode has the name.
I think I kind of blank out towards the beginning, because usually when
Yeah.
I see the credits once, I've seen them with.
No, not the credits. The very beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I know when they do like the intro
at the
thing.
at the very top of the thing, right after the credits.
Yeah, it's Cupid's
Just
Errant
like in every
Arrow.
other, huh?
Yeah, this episode was Cupid's Errant Arrow.
Yeah.
I like ours better. I'm trying to
Because
think.
like every Star Trek does this though. Like, and I can't believe I have to wait until next year to see what happens at the end of that episode.
Oof. Big cliffhanger, I take it.
Yeah.
Trying to think of anything else interesting that happened on here. Oh, the line was like, you know, they're exactly the same ship, right? Yeah, ours
Which,
is falling apart. Theirs isn't.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
mean, I understand that.
it's mostly the same. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a bit like somebody on a nebula. I want to surf on a galaxy. Have you looked around?
Yeah. Oh, boy, Boimler, talking about that dude. He's like a Kirk Sunday with Trip Tucker sprinkles.
God.
Like, yeah. You know who Trip Tucker is, right? I know you do,
Vaguely.
but they drop.
I've heard the name.
He's the Southerner from Enterprise. Keep your shirt on, Lieutenant.
Ah.
He's the chief engineer, if I remember correctly.
Yep, he's the chief engineer from Florida.
Yeah, and best buddy of the captain. He was
Yeah.
basically the bones of Enterprise.
Ah. Do you
Although, technically he had Scotty's position, but
connection with the captain, he was more bones.
yeah.
And yeah, because the doctor was Phlox.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they had a Phlox on TOS.
No, I don't think so.
Phlox is just a whole other thing. Delightful thing, but a whole
Yeah.
other thing.
Do you think in the Star Trek universe they have like a space Taco Bell or space McDonald's?
No, because they have
Replicators.
Oh,
Now, there
I
may
know.
be artisans. There may be people who replicate raw ingredients and make new food. Like, oh, this one's a new taco by, this guy. This guy took ingredients, made a new taco, put that replicator, put it in the replicator recipe sort of go around, and you can, if you want, you have to update it you have to go and get the recipe off of somebody.
Well, I was more thinking of it like they still have them, but they're more of like a kind of like a retro antique thing, like a blast from the past.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they do have, Cisco's dad still runs that restaurant in New Orleans, so they have individual restaurants.
Yeah.
But they have individual sit-down restaurants, and there may be replicator stands where you can, it's like, oh, we can do this, or it may be a way of.
And this is just a guess because there's always like people like this sometimes. There's probably those like Puritans like, I will not eat anything that a replicator made.
Yeah, I think that's been it's been a thing, but the other thing, what I was thinking about it even deeper than that, like the whole, like on Earth's paradise, and there's just there's nothing. You don't have to do anything. You do things because you want to do things. They're your passion, and the thing that the currency of it is notoriety. It's honor from doing cool things. People knowing you from doing cool things. And so you might have people that, that go out and advertise and try and get their use their time to kind of get people to try their replicator recipes.
Yeah.
And then those people, then they share it and they try and, hey, check out my new taco recipe, and just
Yeah, I
Talk.
think with the restaurants, it's more of the atmosphere and more just the, you know,
yeah.
location type
It
thing
it
Yeah.
also
rather than
might be a thing where, let's say your replicator breaks down and
yeah.
engineering can't get to it, so you have if there are a few restaurants around that you can go to, again, without having to pay anything, because it's it's Earth at that point. It's
Mhm.
you can go in and pick up things, or if you're just out and about and you're away from home, you can go to
Yeah.
this place and get a replicated taco if you
I'm
want. You
Or
might
sorry.
just
like
be a replimat just every once in a while.
or
There's
like in Voyager when rations are, replicator rations are low, you need something to help pad that out.
I'm sorry, but I just thought of something really funny. Uh,
Your
s-
face?
I was like, sorry, sir, we can't make that right now. Our ice cream replicator's down.
well, considering they can make anything in a replicator, there's not really a ice cream replicator.
I know, but the joke
No,
is like,
but
sorry, our ice
he's
cream
making
machine's
fun of
down.
the McDonald's thing.
Yeah, I know, but
I got nothing more. I can't think of anything else.
uh,
She mentioned changelings too.
There's our My Little Pony.
good grief.
Well, actually, changelings are in Star Trek too.
Oh, I
Yeah.
figured as much.
But
Yeah, kind of a
that's
big
what
part of
Odo
DS9.
yeah, that's what Odo was. Odo's a changeling.
Odo's essentially the police chief on DS9.
Yeah.
So I take it
He's
they're not necessarily evil.
no.
it,
They
it
well,
depends
I
on
mean,
which
some
one.
of them were, but they were just psycho. That one changeling lady who wanted him to join the hive.
The
She was
Great
like the
Link.
changeling queen, actually. She
So
was like
what's her name? Chrysalis.
No, but
She doesn't really
thinking
have a
about it,
name. They just call her Founder. Like anybody who talks to her just calls her Founder, because that's just
yeah,
a generic name for any changeling in the Dominion.
yeah.
It's just, oh yeah, the Founder, because there's so few of them that get out of the Great Link. It's like anytime you reference them, you're really rarely going to be in the presence of two of them at any given time. So
It's kind of like Q, you know.
yeah,
It's kind of like Q.
he's a Q, she's a Q.
He's a Q. That's a Q. That's another Q.
They're
Hey
all
Q.
Q, yeah.
Hey Q.
Kill.
But yeah, so it just sort of found her. I mean, she may have a name within the link, but like
And her name is Zelda.
she had the hair color of strained peaches. That's
Wait, did she have
a
hair? I thought
reference
she
if you
looked more
get
like
that.
clay.
What?
Maybe.
I don't remember her having hair per se. It was more just her skin was slicked back because she's made out of clay.
It was a reference to Albuquerque by Weird Al. Because
Oh, okay.
if you in the song, it's just like if you haven't listened to it, it's like an 10 minute song, and it's a rambling story of him just going through all this stuff and living in Albuquerque, and he meets at one point in the song he meets Zelda. She was a something enthusiast with hair the color of strained peaches, and that's and a slight overbite or something like that. I forget what order he says, but she's got hair the color of strained peaches. Was just yeah.
Ah, okay. No, I haven't.
That was the reference for like the one person who might ever watch this who might get that reference.
It's been a while since I listened to Weird Al.
I know, right? Although my theme song is Word Crimes.
That is a good one. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever
I
have just
mean,
like 10 minutes to burn and just want to, you just want to have fun listening to Weird Al go on a rambling story for like 10 minutes that just goes off the walls. It's like it'll go very normally for a while, and then it just kind of goes really weird for a second, and then goes, oh, normal, weird, normal, weird.
Yeah, kind of like his "Stuck in a Drive-Through" song.
oh, yeah, I know that one.
But yeah, it's a story song. But anyway, I guess we don't have anything else we wanted to talk about in the episode. I think we covered it, and we covered everything you could possibly think of to talk about around that episode.
Wait, what about that brown spot I saw at minute 8:32?
That was just a smudge on your screen.
Oh, okay.
That was chocolate you spilled on it yesterday.
Okay.
No, that was 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
He just really needs to clean his screen more often.
Actually, that's probably true.
You know, we say it as a joke, but when it actually hits, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, not my main screen, but my drawing tablet that my fingers touch. Yeah.
Yeah, like my phone, I wipe it off every day, at least twice a day.
Oh, I just lick it off.
Ew. That's what that is what she said, but
Yeah, I tend not to manipulate anything. Like, I have my desktop, so my mouse might get a little dirty, but I generally don't. I'll set it on playing a video or something where I don't actually have to touch anything while I'm eating. Or if I'm going to eat something that can be messy, and then I just anything else I have, the touch screens, anything with a touch screen, I generally will just set it aside and not touch it while I'm doing it. I'll set it to play video or something.
Yeah, exactly. I set up my phone to watch a video while I'm eating or something, or put on my audio and keep it in my pocket with my headphones on or something.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually touching the screen.
And keep like one finger relatively clean, so if you need to skip an ad, you can just go.
Well, no, because I don't do things with ads while I'm eating, or I just listen to the ads, honestly, because I don't like touching my screen while my hands are dirty. Yeah. And I never take my electronics into the restroom with me.
So before I got like a YouTube Plus or whatever it's called, YouTube Premium, I would just like lay in my bed and I just like, listen to stuff and just let the ads play. Well, one time an ad came on. I was thinking to myself, damn, this ad's been going on for a while. So I get up, walk on my computer, and the ad was an hour and 30 minutes. Like, oh no.
You know that the Lego movie?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the Lego movie. Yeah, they put that on YouTube as an ad. The entire movie.
Ad, I wouldn't mind. That's a cool ad. But an hour and a half mad talking about, hey, here's how you can make money from home with our scams. Like,
oh my gosh.
So I skipped it. Just went back to bed.